Hey Buns, today I want to talk about the most terrifying question that you can ask when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, and that is the question of how long will it last? How long will the good times last, right? Will there be more expansions after 6.0? Will there be a new Final Fantasy MMO? Can we hold our buns close to our hearts and not live in fear of the game becoming obsolete or irrelevant? I want to go through game producer Naoki Yoshida's comments on this particular topic, and hopefully it will make us all feel better and reassured and not worried at all about the future. So I want to start with this article from WCCFtech.com that was posted in 2019. In this, they asked Yoshida, you've mentioned that post Shadowbringers, you have some cool ideas for the future. Do you have anything solid about what the future of Final Fantasy XIV looks like? For example, expanding on dungeons or concerted efforts to a larger degree than in the past. Yoshida said there are two big aspects we can talk about at the moment. The first is how the narrative will develop, and the second is how game content can expand in the future. Storyline-wise, we are currently nearing the end of the Hydaelyn Zodiark arc. So we are nearing the climax of the storyline. Our hope is to make a very clean ending to the current arc that the players will enjoy. Of course, this doesn't mean it's the end of Final Fantasy XIV. We may expand for another arc that goes across for several expansions, or we may take one expansion and make a one-off sort of storyline. We haven't reached any conclusion yet. We're still discussing it. What we don't want to do is keep continuing and resuscitating it just for the sake of continuing it. All we want to do is bring out a great story experience for the players, one with a great conclusion. That's the center of our thinking. Now, in this last thing that he said about not wanting to keep continuing it and resuscitating it for the sake, I think that he's referring to the current arc, because he said that they want to make a clean ending to the current arc, and in the next paragraphs, which are from the writer of this article, I think that confirms what I just assumed, because here it says, it's interesting to hear that the current story of 14 is coming to an end. As said, this doesn't mean the end of the game. It gives the game freedom to expand and explore whole new areas and themes. Going by what the dev team has achieved with the game so far, a fresh start that everybody can experience together could be fantastic. I find it refreshing to hear somebody point out that they know when to end something. All too often, the success of one thing will lead it to being dragged out, and when the conclusion finally comes, it simply falls flat, having arrived way too late. Yes, we certainly don't want our game to turn into a Walking Dead type situation. In a newer interview that was just from a couple of months ago, Yoshida said that the ending finale of the main story scenario is already decided. The Hydaelyn Zodiark arc, so please look forward to it. Just because Hydaelyn Zodiark arc ends doesn't mean the end of FFXIV, which I think he has to say that every time that he mentions the end of this arc, and he should. I personally do need the constant reassurance. And then it also says there will be a new story arc beyond this, so that is confirmed. That is for sure, definitely will be a new story arc. I would imagine that they are likely going to be wrapping up this current arc in 6.0, and then in 7.0, so forth, it will at least be the beginning of the new arc. But my question is, does this mean that the new arc will span several expansions, as was hinted at in this WCCF Tech article? Or is it going to be like they'll start doing the arcs by expansion? I'm not sure which I would actually prefer. I think that the arc per expansion could be a fun experiment. It could be like really nice and refreshing. Every time there's an expansion, it's like its own self-contained story. But I think that does maybe come at the cost of you feeling like you can't ever get too attached to certain story elements within that arc. I think one of the things that made this current arc so strong is that it's spanned years, and it all, like, everything that happens feels like it is tied together to the Hydaelyn Zodiark story in some way. And so I feel like it might be, I don't want to say, yes, it would definitely be a weaker story if it was done by expansion, but with a longer story, you have, years of memory to draw on, and I think it just makes it feel more heavy. But honestly, after what I've seen from them in Shadowbringers, with the way they were able to make me care about some characters that I had only met for like a minute, I completely trust them in whatever story design they decide to do for the narrative. There was another article too that I want to mention here today, where Naoki Yoshida was talking about the rumors surrounding him getting involved in Final Fantasy XVI. He wanted everyone to know that it's all baseless and fake. He commented that, truthfully speaking, it's a nuisance here. I will and still plan to work on Final Fantasy XIV for many years to come, unless I fall ill or die in an accident. Therefore, please ignore any news outlet who report on this and look forward to official announcements. I just thought this was kind of a hardcore thing to say. Like, I will keep working on Final Fantasy XIV unless I get sick or die. I mean, I don't know whether to feel like good about that or worried, you know? Like, I'm obviously I feel good that he will keep working on the game for many years to come, but so just the way he phrased it, just kind of, it's like, it's not something that most people would probably say about their job, right? Well, actually, I would probably say that. I will probably keep working on Final Fantasy 14 unless I fall ill or die in an accident. Actually, we're kind of in the same boat there. We should also not forget the existence of Final Fantasy XI, which is very much alive and around and actually still getting updates. And there's people that are still playing that. That's reassuring and encouraging that FF11 is still, out and about. But I think that for most of us, that's maybe not reassuring enough, like I love 14 and I want to keep playing it, but I also think that it will not be as fun to play it if there's another Final Fantasy MMO out, right? Like, most of us would probably move over, right? Would you guys move over? Like, let me know. I'm really curious. I think I have one big fear, and that is if they ever made a new MMO and it would be no bunny girls in it. No bunny girls in it. I don't think I could play it if there weren't any bunny girls in it. Now that I'm hooked on bunny girls, I can't go back. It's like, once you go bun, you're done. So yeah, while it seems we have quite a bit of reassurance that Final Fantasy XIV will continue under the leadership of Naoki Yoshida for many, many years to come, will there be another FFMMO? I think it's kind of pointless to get your britches in a twist about that. You can't worry about something that doesn't exist and we have no information about. For now, we should rest assured and happy that Yoshida seems quite, actually frighteningly committed to his job, and also that we have a new story arc in the works for after the Zodiac Hydaelyn one is over, and so we are going to be set for a long, long time. Would you switch to a new Final Fantasy MMO if they made it? Or would you just keep on playing 14? Do you ever wake up in a cold sweat worried about a new MMO that doesn't have bunnies in it? I mean, this game just celebrated over 20 million registered accounts. That's not necessarily active players, but it's still a big, juicy number. And I very much doubt that they want to let go of the cash cow that is the online store anytime soon. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments section down below, what you would like to see in the future of Final Fantasy XIV. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow Warriors of Darkness. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!